Hi, everyone. My name is Suzanne Soderberg, and I have been a mortgage lender for over 25 years, and I am a certified divorce lending professional. So what that means is I'm basically just one arm of the divorce team that's out there to help people going through this difficult time in their life. So by being a part of the Divorce Lending Association, we are doing a series of interviews with other professionals that are on the divorce team that help in any aspect that they can to bring the value to the clients with with what we do. So today we have Christin Brittingham, hope I said that right, and she is a divorce recovery coach. So thank you so much, Christin, for taking the time to be with me today and sharing us about your knowledge.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. So I'm going to kind of do something different. I'm going to want to make it fun for us. So what I did is I have a whole bunch of questions and I put them in a cup here, and I'm just going to randomly pick some out, and then you can answer them in your way, and we will just get to know the inside and outside of what you do for the clients that you work with.
Okay.
So the first question: how did you get into your current line of work? How did you choose divorce?
That's actually a great place to start. Actually, I went through my own divorce a couple years ago, and I was married for 27 years. And so I don't think we're all in this because it's something that we want to be helpful for other people. And it's when you get married, obviously you never plan on that divorce to ever take place. So it can send you spinning, even if you're the one who petitioned it and initiated the divorce.
Initiated it, yep.
Yep. Or if you're the one that it happened to. So either way, it's not something you ever plan for. And so when I got into this, I was just going through my own divorce, and my attorney mentioned to me every time I came into the office, he said, "You're so calm. How are you?" I have a bunch of clients that are like emotionally falling apart. And he goes, "Could really use your help in the office." So I'm like, oh, what would that look like? So that is my initial introduction to what divorce coaching was. I also then I researched and found that there was classes I could take to become certified as a certified divorce coach. And the program I chose was the only program that is accredited in the country, which required to have additional CE requirements to maintain my accreditation that I have. My credentials.
Oh, that's great. So that just adds another level.
Yeah. So I feel like in this industry, unfortunately, we're working with family law attorneys, we're working with financial analysts, we're working with lenders like yourself to help our clients. And I think having that credential helps me stand apart as a divorce coach. So definitely. That's how I fell into it. And it's really rewarding to be able to help women find their footing again, because it's not something they ever planned on.
Right. And like you said, with having those letters behind your name, it kind of adds a little bit more credibility because they know that you've really gone through the extra, education and knowledge and everything to, to be what it is. So
very intense program. So,
I know.
And it's but it's all things divorce, but it's all things emotional. Because as you know, I think divorce is like legal, financial, and emotional. And I think a lot of that emotional piece is forgotten. And then you're making like mistakes financially because you're emotionally making those mistakes. So if you can have that support and the training is specific.
Keep them level. Very good. Awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. What do we have for the next one here for you? Do you agree with the common perception about your work? Or is there a certain perception that people have? Is there a certain perception that people have of what you do in your work that you agree with or not agree with on what they may think about what you do?
I think initially when people hear that I'm a divorce coach, it's almost like I believe in divorce, and that's not what I believe in. It's kind of, so that would be the negative perception that I initially get when they're like, oh, no, I believe in marriage, but divorce happens and people need that support when they're going through it. And I provide that objective support because a lot of times if they're communicating with a family member or a best friend or whatever, you can still get your emotions riled up in that setting versus having someone who's objective, helping you be that thinking partner through it. So it's not that I believe in it in any way, but it happens and it's a very difficult transition. So having the right support team with you is important.
And that's funny you said that, because our founder, Jody Bruns of the Divorce Lending Association, always says that, and it's in our, when we do continuing education classes or whatever, or lunch and learns, she said, I am not an advocate for divorce.
No.
We help them through it, but it's like, we want you to be married. We don't want you to go through this.
Exactly.
But when you do go through it, you have a team around you with people like yourself and everything. So when you said that, it brought it right to the, forefront.
It's like they've never gone through this before, but we're trained to help people through something. And because we are trained, we can help with those steps, make them seem not so daunting. But it's like, I don't believe in cancer, but it happens,
Right.
kind of and you need support. So yeah.
Very good. All right, let's go with another one here. Well, it kind of is like that one. What's one thing about your job of expertise that almost no one agrees with you about? Or I can go to another one because it's kind of the same.
Similar to that one. That one was similar. Yeah, I think one thing that I do, it's like all stages of divorce. So it's the pre, it's the during, and it's the after. So so when I say that, it's not like, I help women find clarity in their decision. And I do that through just asking loads of questions. So when they're like in the pre-stages, what is this going to look like? Who would I contact? How do I find if I'm going to be able to afford this? Is it worth that? And that's when I can refer to them, someone like yourself, as a lending professional, someone like a certified divorce financial analyst. So they can look at what they already have in place for their finances and see if it's something that makes sense to them. And then whether it's worth it to them emotionally, because it might be, I don't think, like I said, it's similar to the last question. I don't believe in encouraging people to do something they shouldn't if it's worth saving, and we talk about if they've done counseling or any of that, but it helps them see the big picture and not go into it blind. So
because a lot of people, they don't know that we exist. I mean, when I got my CDLP, it's like, you do what and where were you, or where were you during my divorce kind of thing.
Well, exactly. And I also think that's one of the big questions I get. I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have known you would, because you get thrown into the fire and you're like hoping you can get out. So yeah.
So what's if someone were to get into your profession or want to do that, what's one thing that you could guide them to, learn about, go after, think about? Do you really want to go into this, aspect of coaching or what have you? Any kind of advice for anyone looking into something like what you're doing?
I highly recommend the program I went through because it's pretty intense. It was like a May start date at the beginning of May, 3 days a week until the end of August. And so it was pretty intense, 3-hour sessions on Zoom. And we had people from all over the world. We had people from Australia jumping on calls or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And people coming from all walks of life. A lot of us were going through our own divorces, but there was also mediators who wanted to add to their plate of how to help people with the emotional side. There were some family law attorneys. There was a financial analyst in there. So lots of people from different walks, men and women. So it was really cool. And you have 8 hours of mentoring that you have to do with we're already coaches, and we videotape our sessions. And then there's also 8 hours of peer coaching that we had to tape our sessions and get. So it was intense, but I highly recommend checking out the Certified Divorce Coaching Academy in Florida, which is who I went. So
very good.
Yeah, but it was very good.
Yeah, there's certain different ones for, even for real estate agents, there's, different ones you can do, different credentials and add those letters and everything.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So is there something that I didn't ask you that you wish that I did ask you that for people to know out there?
Well, I think one thing I would like to share is the American Bar Association recognizes recognizes divorce coaches. And so one
Oh,
of the
very
things they have said, the American, and I'm going to read it because I want to say
Sure.
it correctly. The American Bar Association defines divorce coaching as a flexible, goal-oriented process designed to support, motivate, and guide people going through the divorce to help them make the best possible decisions for their future based on their particular interests, needs, and concerns. So
Very good.
So a divorce coach is someone that has been recognized by the American Bar Association to just help on those pieces. And I think the main thing that we all need to know is it is a business of divorce. So if you can get yourself prepared for that meeting with your attorney, for that meeting with your lender, for that meeting with the mediator, so you can have those questions written down. I coach on the emotional side. So if they have a legal question, I can't answer that, but I can say, that's a really good question. Let's write that down. And so they're going into their attorney meeting with 4 questions written down versus going in there haphazard at $4.50 an hour crying, So yeah, I cost some money, but I'm not at that price in any way, shape, or form. So I can really help you come in prepared and show up credible to your mediation and be calm and have some tools in place. So,
that's good. And do you and one last question, because I know we try to keep them a little short. Do you have couples coming in, or is it usually one or the other that comes in to see you?
I typically work with one, and I would encourage couples, like if they wanted to work together, to go through different options of the alternative dispute resolutions, whether it's mediation or collaborative divorce or other things. I would recommend that as a process. I would recommend them to see a financial analyst together to be as amicable as possible through it, or counseling together.
Definitely.
One thing a coach is definitely thinking forward. It's not about the work you have from the past. It's more about now and thinking forward. And how to
Got it.
Yeah.
Very good. So I know that we're gonna have your information, but I mean, for now, where can people find you and, reach out, ask questions, emails, or whatever? And then we're also gonna have, your bio and link and everything as well, but to tell them live right here, right now.
Yes. Well, I have a website, and it's divorcerecoverycoach.com. So go to that website. You'll have access to my emails, my Facebook, my Instagram, my LinkedIn is all on there. So it's all just, the website is probably the easiest way to get in touch with me. And then it tells a little bit about my background and how I got into it, and some referral sources of people like yourself and others that they can have on their divorce team.
Fantastic. Yes. And when we go through things, the divorce team is just so huge. People don't know how many intricacies and how everything overlaps and stuff. So
it can be very overwhelming, but it's slowing the process down, and you will get there. You will get through it.
And use the resources like, all of us. That's why we like to we're having these interviews to educate people, to be like, there's so many resources for you out there if you're going through this time. So,
I think that's the biggest thing, is the education, like knowing that we're available. I just think people don't know. You think of a lawyer, that's it. You need support. This is hard. So like I said, I wish I would have known we were available when I went through mine. So,
well, very nice. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, Christin, and thank you to everyone else that's out there in YouTube land or wherever you're going to see us. She'll be able to be posting this as well. So we just appreciate all your time, and we hope that this has helped you. Or if you know of anyone that's going through this, or yourself, please share and reach out to us. We are here to help you in any way we can.
That's
Thanks so much, everyone.